Did you know that according to a recent study, the sound of a speaker's voice matters twice as much as the content of the message? That's right, how you say something can be more impactful than what you say. This surprising fact reveals just how crucial your vocal delivery is in effective communication. Welcome to Mastering Tone, 6 proven strategies for effective speech delivery, where we'll unlock the secrets to transforming your speaking skills. Whether you're addressing a boardroom, chatting in a webinar, or even talking on a podcast, how you deliver your words can make all the difference. In this video series, we'll explore everything from the nuances of pitch and the strategic use of pauses to the emotional connection through tone and the rhythmic flow of your speech. We'll also dive into how clear articulation can enhance your message and the invaluable role of feedback in refining your speaking style. Are you ready to captivate and engage your audience like never before? Let's embark on this journey to not just speak but to speak well, where every word you say, and how you say it, resonates deeply with your listeners. Join us as we discover the power of your voice. Chapter 1, The Power Pitch, Unlocking Vocal Variety. Have you ever noticed how some speakers seem to hold everyone's attention without even trying? It's not just what they say but how they say it. The secret? Vocal variety. By changing your pitch, you can turn a dull monologue into a captivating symphony. Let's start simple. Pitch refers to how high or low your voice is. Imagine you're telling a story about a scary night. Lowering your voice when revealing the spooky parts can make your listeners lean in, hanging on your every word. Conversely, expressing excitement? Ramp up the pitch to convey enthusiasm. Why does this matter? Studies show that speakers who use varied pitches are perceived as more persuasive and confident. A study from the University of California found that speakers who varied their pitch were rated as more engaging by listeners than those who spoke in a monotone. Here's a quick tip: try reading a children's book aloud. These books are great for practicing pitch because the emotions are exaggerated and the narrative is engaging. Now, how about some exercises? Start by picking a sentence and saying it in as many different pitches as possible. Notice how the sentence's emotion changes with each variation. This exercise helps you become more conscious of your pitch and its effects. Another useful technique is the musical scale exercise. Speak a sentence as though you are singing a scale. Start low and end high, or start high and end low. This will train your vocal cords to handle a wider range of pitches. Remember, it's not about how dramatic each change is, but how effectively you use pitch to enhance your message. The key is subtlety and relevance. As you practice, you'll find the right balance that adds dimension to your speech without sounding forced. Chapter 2, Silence is Golden, Strategic Pauses for Impact. Now, let's talk about the power of silence. Using pauses effectively can be just as crucial as the words you choose. A well-placed pause allows your message to resonate and gives your audience time to digest your points. Think about the best speakers you've heard. They often pause for a second or two at key moments, which seems to magnify their next point. This isn't by accident. It's a calculated effort to draw the audience in. Pauses can serve multiple purposes in speech. They can signify a transition from one idea to another, emphasize a point, or allow the audience a moment to reflect. According to a communication study, strategic pauses can increase audience understanding by up to 40%. How can you use pauses effectively? Start by identifying the key points in your speech where you want the audience to really focus. These are prime spots for a pause. Try pausing just before a significant revelation or right after delivering an important message. A practical exercise is to read a speech and deliberately insert pauses. Record yourself and listen. Did the pauses feel natural? Did they add to the clarity and impact of your words? Experiment with different lengths and placements until it feels right. An interesting fact to keep in mind: the average pause in conversation is about 0.8 seconds. In speeches, extending this slightly can enhance clarity and engagement without losing the listener's attention. Silence can be golden, but its power is often underestimated. Like any aspect of speaking, it requires practice. But once mastered, the art of the pause can transform your speaking style dramatically. These techniques aren't just for public speaking, they're tools to enhance any communication. Whether in a meeting, a presentation, or a casual conversation, mastering these skills can significantly impact how your message is received. Chapter 3, Emotional Resonance, Matching Tone to Message. Connecting emotionally with your audience can elevate your speech from informative to transformative. The key? Matching your tone to your message. If you're speaking about something joyful, your voice should reflect that joy. If the topic is serious, a somber tone can be more appropriate. Consider this: a study by the Journal of Voice revealed that speeches delivered with emotional congruence, where the speaker's tone matches the content, are remembered better by audiences. This is because emotional tones engage listeners' feelings, not just their minds. Start practicing by identifying the emotion behind your message. Is it excitement, concern, inspiration? Tailoring your tone to these emotions can make your speech more impactful. Try recording yourself discussing different topics and listen back to see if your tone matches the intended emotion. Here's a simple exercise. Read aloud a piece of text in a neutral tone. Then, read it again, infusing it with a specific emotion. Notice how the message's impact changes with your tone. This will help you develop an instinct for aligning your tone with your message. Another tip is to use personal stories. Sharing personal experiences can naturally bring the right emotional tone into your speech. When you talk about something you have lived through, the appropriate emotions can come more easily. Remember, your aim is to connect, not just communicate. As Maya Angelou famously said, people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Matching your tone to your message is crucial in achieving this connection. Chapter 4, Rhythm and Blues, the musicality of speech. Your speech's rhythm can significantly affect how well your audience follows and retains your message. Think of your favorite song and how its rhythm makes it easy to remember. Similarly, a speech with a good rhythm can enhance your audience's understanding and retention. Research shows that rhythmic speech patterns can improve memory retention. This is because rhythmic patterns provide a predictable structure that helps listeners anticipate and organize the information being communicated. To master the rhythm of your speech, start by breaking down your content into sections. Think of each section as a verse in a song. Some parts may be fast-paced, while others are slower and more reflective. Varying the pace can keep your audience engaged throughout. A practical technique is to practice speaking with a metronome. Set a beat and try to match your words to the ticks. This can help you develop a consistent rhythm in your speech. Another effective strategy is to use rhetorical devices like anaphora, where you repeat a phrase at the beginning of sentences. This repetition creates a musical effect, making your speech more memorable. For example, Martin Luther King Jr.'s repetition of "I have a dream" in his famous speech creates a powerful rhythmic momentum. Keep in mind, the goal is not to sound like a robot but to create a flow that enhances understanding. Listen to great speakers and pay attention to their rhythm, then, try to incorporate similar patterns into your own speech. Chapter 5, The Clarity Quest, Articulation Exercises for Precision. Clear articulation is a cornerstone of effective speaking. It's not just about being understood, it's about being remembered. Clarity in your speech makes it easier for your audience to follow along and grasp your message without effort. Did you know that clear articulation can improve the persuasiveness of your argument? A study in the Journal of Phonetics notes that speakers who articulate well are generally considered more credible. If your audience struggles to understand your words, they may also doubt the content. To improve articulation, start with tongue twisters. These playful phrases challenge and improve your pronunciation skills. For example, try saying, "She sells seashells by the seashore," rapidly but clearly. It's a fun and effective way to enhance clarity. Another exercise is to practice speaking with a pencil in your mouth. This forces your articulators, lips, tongue, jaw, to work harder to produce clear speech. After a few minutes, remove the pencil and speak normally. You'll notice your articulation is much clearer. It's also helpful to slow down your speech rate. Rushing through your words can muddy your articulation. Aim for a pace that allows you to enunciate each word fully without feeling like you're dragging. Record yourself speaking and listen to the playback. Can you understand everything clearly? If not, note the words that need clearer articulation and work on those. Remember, clear speech is accessible speech. By articulating well, you ensure your message reaches everyone, not just those who can decipher unclear pronunciation. Chapter 6, Feedback Loop, Using Critique to Refine Tone. The final chapter in mastering your speaking skills involves embracing feedback. Feedback is the mirror showing you how your message is received and where you can improve. Constructive criticism is invaluable for refining your speaking tone and technique. A fascinating statistic from the Harvard Business Review highlights that professionals who actively seek out and accept feedback tend to perform better and advance faster in their careers. This is equally true in public speaking. Start by asking friends or colleagues to listen to your speeches and provide honest feedback. Encourage them to focus on your tone, clarity, and engagement. Specific feedback can be more helpful than general compliments or criticisms. Joining a public speaking group, like Toastmasters, offers regular opportunities for feedback from fellow speakers who are also looking to improve. This environment is rich with constructive critique and encouragement. After receiving feedback, don't just nod and move on, act on it. If someone notes that your tone is too monotone, work on infusing more emotion into your delivery. If the feedback is about your pacing, try varying your speech speed or using pauses more effectively. Remember, feedback is not just about identifying weaknesses, it's about reinforcing strengths. Learn what you're doing well and continue to build on those areas. Incorporating feedback effectively requires humility and a genuine desire to improve. Each piece of advice is a step towards becoming a more compelling and captivating speaker.